I'm gonna show you how to do internals 3 different ways. For the very beginners, the medium-sized tradies, and the oversized big boss dudes right here. I'm gonna give you all 3 steps. You must start very low, we'll build up to the biggest and the hardest. Let's dive right into it, Munchie. I got a 4-inch right here, and I have a trowel, top coat of course, sets in 24 hours. It's been pre-mixed, and all I done there was I opened up the bucket like it was, and I just put a mixer in there and mixed it. I didn't add any water, but if you wish to do so, you may. You already know how to tape internals. This is how to top it, right? I'm gonna get my 3-inch like this, 4-inch, sorry, not 3-inch. Get a little bit like this. You wanna apply by putting pressure to the corner. I'm using my finger to push, just like that. Get some more. I set it in that corner there and go down. I wanna continue until I get to the bottom. I'm using my finger to guide me. Getting mad like this, finger in the corner and push. Gonna 3 sides, finger in the corner and come up. Now, if you've never done internals before, don't know how to use the internal tool, this is what you do. Get a little bit more mud like that now. Full width of your stripper. I like to come down about 100 millimeter, all right? When I'm happy, I'm gonna get a little bit more again. Start at the very top, put pressure on the edge, and I'm feathering while I push down, just like that. Look, I'm gonna start from there again, a little bit, and apply. Because the joint is still wet, I don't wanna put too much pressure in that corner there, so I'm gonna skip that. Come back this way, and go all the way, right? Come up, put pressure on one side, and feather, just like that. Very good. So, now that's feathered, the mud is on there, it looks very dirty and not pretty. Because you've never done this before, I suggest that you do one side at a time, let it to dry, come back the next day and do the other side, if you've never done it before. Once you finish doing that, wanna get rid of all this stuff here on the side. Now, I wanna clean it up, making sure the corner is nice and tight, there's nothing on this side, and the internal is nicely filled, and you can't see that tape, and there's no pinholes like you're seeing, and it's easy to sand, not too much, not too little. By putting pressure on that and pushing and going down, I'm cleaning it up, coming back up, cleaning it up. You gotta watch that angle. Angle is very important. Right, very good, come back this way. Make sure it's nice and sharp right in that corner, and that's it right there. You can see that it's a sharp corner, it's nicely filled, nicely feathered. In that corner is right up in there. There's no funny business going on there. You can't see the tape. That's it. So, if you've never done this before, I suggest you do the whole internal like that, let it dry, come back tomorrow, the next 2 days, once that's all dry, and do the exact same thing we did on this side, and you're gonna have a sharp looking internal. But that just takes forever, and nobody has time for that, especially if you're doing a full room, full house, full everything. So I'm gonna take it to another step, one step further in the middle, for the people that are very good at this part and wanna take it to the next step. So instead of doing one side, we're gonna do 2 sides at the same time. This is what I do. Instead of waiting for that to dry, I'm gonna get my mud, I'm gonna apply on this side too. Same thing as before. Switch my stripper, get it on this side. Notice how I'm not going my width yet. That's because I'm about to do that right now. When I'm finished doing that, I'm gonna get a little bit of mud like this. Start from the bottom, come up 100 millimeters, get more mud, put pressure on one side, use 2 fingers if you need to, and just clean it up. Giving you a nice clean line and feathered at the same time. I'm gonna switch sides and do the same thing up here. Come down 100 millimeters, just like that, and finish it up. That's feathered and ready to go. Like I said, that joint is still kind of wet, so I don't want to do too much on that corner there. I'm gonna leave it like that. Cool. Just gonna get this right here. Cool. Now that we are at that stage, this is the tool that you're gonna need right here. This is from Hyde. This is an internal tool I use for topping. It's the same width almost as my 4-inch, a little bit past, which is good. Same as this side. It looks like this and it looks like that. I wanna get my finger, my thumb, wrapped around the bottom there, right? When I'm happy there, make sure it's comfortable. I wanna get my middle finger right in the middle of that. Get my index finger right at the edge of there, a ring finger right there, pinky finger there for support. Now I wanna make sure that when I'm sliding on that internal, there's no a lot of flexing, that the sliding stays nice and even. You don't wanna be doing this. So that's why you got your fingers locked in with your thumb grabbing on the bottom there to make sure that it doesn't do all that. Be in control of these two. It's usually good to have some water, a bucket of water to dip this in at all times. Get somebody like this, right? You wanna go from the very top. I wanna be sure that I'm very tight up there, and I wanna touch that up. Holding it nice and steady, and then pushing it down, okay? Now it looks like this. Push, putting pressure where it's needed with the angle. If you lift it up like this, you're gonna feather it. If you're too tight in the corner, you're gonna take too much off. So you gotta watch that angle. I don't wanna be like this because I'm not doing anything. I'm not touching that corner at the bottom. But I also don't wanna be too flat because I'm taking too much off and I'm not really cleaning it off, right? So that angle is important. So I'm usually about that angle right there. Now watch how much I push. And when I'm happy, I go. Locked it in. Go all the way, keeping it in the center to the very bottom. That internal there is done. You want to make sure that it's the same consistency before you come to this stage. Otherwise, the swiping process is going to be annoying and will take you forever. I like to come up, start again from the bottom, come up again, start again, come up. When I'm happy, I'm going to lock it in and push. That's it. That's a gorgeous looking internal, nicely feathered. It's going to be so much easy to sand. There's no edges on it whatsoever. Internal is nice and tight, sharp. Like a knife, just don't stab yourself with it. You already know, keep it safe, keep it G. Fantastic. And very soon we're gonna do the last part where I show you how to do a square set, which is the hardest thing that you will learn when it comes to internal wing. Like I said, watch the training, watch the course, because everything I do here, I have a reason for. It might not make sense to you because you've never done this before, but if you're very serious about learning this and why I do the things I do and why it makes sense today, you definitely should watch that training. Go sign up. You'll learn everything you need to know. That's a T-square you have, man? Yeah, bro. We can't use that T-square, man.
There you go, man.
How do you have... What is that?
It's a T-square, man.
Well, obviously you have two T-squares.
Yeah, they're all the same, exactly
like that?